Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of Manufacturing Mondays with Colin and Helen. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. And Col, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. I've had a great week. I've been talking to people about AI. I've been talking to people that have actually said they've had some benefits of coronavirus. Now, that's really fascinating. But I thought what we do this morning is introduce a bit of a quiz because it is somebody's birthday. And this actually is a bit of a story here. I was actually in a bar in the south of France. This is me during my white period, as you can see, with the beads. And the name of this bar was actually named after this chap. So I actually had a drink and celebrated, only to find out that the actual name of the bar wasn't named after him. It was actually named after a French president who actually had the same surname. So the quiz is, who is this gentleman? And I'm going to give you all 3 clues. So the clues are, he is known as the father of a particular manufacturing discipline. He is French and was born in Paris. He was born today, in fact, about 100 odd years ago. The last clue is his work was never really published. You know, he's another one of my unsung heroes, like Alfred Wallace last week, because his work was later picked up by 2 other gentlemen, one of which had his name as a very exclusive SI unit. So what I'd like to know is, in this quiz, that I want to know the name of this gentleman. I'd like to know what he was the father of, and I'd like to know what that SI unit was. And if you could send those into Helen and I, what we're going to do is we're going to hold a series of these quizzes over the next few weeks. And hopefully at the end, we're going to award a prize, I think, Helen.
Yeah, sure.
So what about you? You've been up to anything particularly? Because I think there is some special news we've got that we can tell the viewers.
There is some special news, and it's not to do with the birthday. We have been talking to you about an exciting project, but we haven't been able to name it for the last couple of weeks. But today we can, because it launches today. And we also have, for the first time, a guest joining us who is going to tell us more about MindFuel.
Hi, Oliver.
Hi,
Oliver. It worked. Hi, guys. Thanks for letting me join. So, yeah, I guess the exciting news, Helen, is that we're launching today a new initiative called MindFuel. And really, the thinking behind MindFuel is that we've got such a rich ecosystem of people who are so knowledgeable about the industries that we work within as IFS, that we wanted to bring together, some really interesting minds, some forward thinkers who can share their views of, both the current situation that that people are addressing. They're either, digging themselves out of a hole, they're hunkering down. Some companies are thinking about innovating. But many things that organizations are looking at now is all about, the future and how they can find a path forward. So really the concept behind MindFuel is to bring together those interesting minds, share thoughts, share experiences, give advice and tips on where different industries are going. And so we've decided to carve out 5 different streams over the coming 6 weeks or so, where we'll drip feed content over that period. And yeah, it's just really exciting for us to launch it today. And yeah, I know, in fact, actually, Colin and Helen, you've both been working on quite a lot of content yourself. So I don't know if it's worth sharing specifically in manufacturing what's coming up.
Yeah, well, I'm more than happy to, Oliver, because to be honest with you, we know the manufacturing stream is probably going to be the best one. For lots of obvious reasons. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot coming up. We've got, I think, well, in fact, Helen, you know the schedule. What have we got coming up this week?
So this week we have 2 sessions that will be available to watch as of today. The first is Colin, who is addressing what you can expect to hear over the next few weeks. So looking at the status quo, the impact, obviously, that COVID-19 has had on manufacturing, where manufacturers are at now, and how they're looking to recover. And the types of sessions that we're going to be having over the next 6 weeks are really addressing the different ways that different types of manufacturers have been impacted, but also the innovative ways that they have tried to deal with this and how they're looking to recover. And hopefully we want to make this more of a peer-to-peer sharing platform where we really hope people will watch this content and come away with ideas that they can take back to their own business and apply. So we have that session, and we also have the follow-up session, which is all around sustainability. Now, again, we say this every week, one of Colin's biggest passions. And what we really are striving out of this panel to look at is can we take something positive? You know, in the sense of the environmental impact that the lockdown that's happened in loads of countries has had, in terms of cars not being on the road and the impact that's had on air pollution. But how can manufacturers play their part in supporting this initiative, and how can governments help by incentivizing manufacturers to support sustainability in their processes? So those are the two sessions that we have live and available to watch today. And then next week we have.
Tell me, because I know this isn't just like an IFS thing. Who are the other guests that you've got involved in those panels?
Yeah, so we've got for the sustainability one, we have a lady called Annika who is brilliant. We're going to hopefully do another session with her later over the 6 weeks. So her business is all around sustainability. They're a high-end packaging company. They work with a lot of high-end beauty brands, but principally, although they manufacture everything in China, the reality is that they can still do it sustainably. And one of the biggest proof points that she has is that it doesn't cost more. It doesn't cost more to be sustainable, and actually the value that you give then to your end customer by them understanding and the fact that you can prove that your processes are sustainable is incredibly worthwhile. So she's on the panel, as well as two guys who are from a government think tank here in the UK who advise the government on potential policies that they could implement. One looks after manufacturing specifically, and the other one looks after sustainability. So between the three of them, they've got some great ideas in terms of how we as a manufacturing industry can really try and build on this, I guess, surprising impact that COVID has had in terms of air pollution and environmental benefits, and try and make that part of the recovery.
Yeah, and we give them we do give them some pretty tough questions to answer as well.
Yes, you do, Colin.
This isn't your normal webinar with a set of slides and an end that says digital transformation. This actually is a lot of real people talking about some real good ideas. So yeah, it is a bit different.
Yeah, definitely. So we will continue with these every Monday, and we will talk to you about the types of sessions that you can expect to see over the coming week. So we've got more scheduled already. We're still speaking to people. So again, as we've said before, if you've got a story to tell or a point to make, reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you. So on that note, thank you so much, Oliver, for joining us today. And thank you, Colin, as always.